Hey guys, it's Ollie. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So a week or two ago, I did a video where I was talking about my dream pets. So this week, I have brought you a list of the animals that I never want to own. And of course, this list might change in the future, and some of them have a little bit of a condition. So let's just go ahead and get right into the video. Number one is definitely a fox. I would never, ever want to keep a fox. They would take up my entire life. Now, there are people out there that keep foxes wonderfully, and I adore them. I don't think I could ever do that. I could never provide a good home for a fox, and I also just don't really want one. But yeah, they're a lot to handle, a lot to take care of. I would never want a fox. So I mean, it's pretty cut and dry. They're very energetic, they're very high maintenance. But yeah, just personally, I would probably never have one. Alright, so number two would be a pet that I've actually had before and don't think I'd ever want again, and that is sugar gliders. Sugar gliders are a wonderful pet for the right person. I had a couple of them. I loved them. Don't get me wrong, I loved Marzi and Tiny, if you guys remember them from like my first few months on YouTube. They just, I don't know, they just weren't my thing. Like, I loved them, but they just weren't for me, I guess. But yeah, I mean, there's not really much to say. They just didn't jive with me very well. They just, you know, I'm not much of a sugar glider kind of person. Although they are amazing pets, and I like watching videos of people who do have sugar gliders. They're just not for me. I tried, and it just goes to show, just because you think you're gonna like an animal doesn't mean you're going to, and that's okay. For anyone curious, my sugar gliders are currently in a wonderful home. We rehomed them to an amazing couple that pretty much have a sugar glider sanctuary. So that's where they are now. But yeah, nothing particularly bad about them for me. I don't know, not my thing. Number three is one I will never have, and only it's like foxes, because like only a few people I know would be able to care for them properly, and that is any kind of primate. I would rather not, you know? Primates, from my understanding, pretty much stay like toddlers forever, and I don't jive with that. I don't want an animal that will literally take up my entire life, especially if when that animal gets older, I'm probably going to have to like send it off to a zoo or a sanctuary of some kind, because you know, once a primate hits puberty, I mean, for most of them, it's over. You know, like, it becomes pretty dangerous. Now, again, there are some people who have primates, and that primate is like their child, because that is the only way you can have a primate, as if it is like your actual human child. Because, I mean, that is like the only way you'll really be able to keep one properly. And they're amazing keepers, and I highly respect them. It is not for me. Alright, so moving right on to number four, and this one's a bit more controversial, I feel like. I would never want any parrots or cockatoos or conures or anything like that. There's some reasons. There's a few reasons. One reason, which is the biggest one, is a lot of them are very loud. Like, conures are very loud, and I just feel like I wouldn't do well with it. I have pretty bad migraines sometimes, and I feel like that would just be deafening to me. If I keep a bird, I need to be able to keep a quieter bird. Conures are not the one. As far as cockatoos go, they're just kind of crackheads, and I do love those birds, but not in my house, I guess. They're kind of like the kind of animals that if my friend had them, I would be all over them, and I would love them and spoil them rotten at my friend's house, but I don't want one of my own, if that makes any sense. So number five, I feel like is pretty, I think everyone would mostly agree with this. I would never want to own any kind of large cat. That terrifies me, that's a lot. And again, I'm sure there are people out there that are wonderful keepers for these animals, but the amount of exercise, mental stimulation, and food that you would have to give this animal is just astounding. And again, not for me. I don't jive with it. Again, just not for me. Not for me. Large cats, fantastic animals. I love them. And again, I'm sure there are people out there that keep them so well. I do not have the ability to even wrap my head around their care. Alright, so the other one I would never keep, and this isn't even because I don't want to keep them. There's like a certain reason. So, another animal I don't want to keep would be mice or rats. This one's so hard for me because I do want to keep mice and rats. They just do not live long enough for my liking, but oh my god, I love them. Again, it's kind of like one of those animals where my friend will have them and I just go ballistic over them, and I adore them, and I love watching people that have them, and I'm like, oh man, I really want one, but in the end, I know they're not the pet for me. Number 7 is chameleons. There's nothing really in particular about them, they just don't interest me as much as they seem to interest other keepers, so I don't know. There's not really much else to say on that one. Once again, just doesn't jive. So number 8, I can see changing in the future, but like, let me explain. So number 8 would be any kind of venomous snake. Of course, other than rare fang venomous, I'm not as worried about rare fang venomous. But I mean like cobras and like cottonmouths and copperheads and stuff. I don't think I would ever keep them, but then again, I feel like one day I could totally be like, yeah, I probably would never own one. I'd love to meet a venomous snake. I just don't know if I would ever personally keep one, I guess. It's a lot of risk, and I feel like I'm not skilled enough to have one. Probably to no one's surprise, I probably would never own a venomous snake, but to some people's surprises, I've considered. I don't think I'll ever go through with that, but I've considered it. Number 9 is probably like any kind of mantid, which breaks my heart, because like, it's the same situation as mice and rats, where I really do want a mantis, but they just don't live long enough for me. I still considered it though. So number 10 would be most crocodilians. So my top 10 like dream pets, I did mention caimans, like dwarf caimans. I don't think I would do anything bigger than a dwarf caiman. I just don't feel like they make the best pets, at least for me. Again, I know there are keepers out there that are amazing with like crocodilians. Again, probably not very surprising, but that's my answer. So that's pretty much it for today's video. Again, I know most of those are probably pretty predictable, like, oh yeah, duh, who was gonna want like a tiger or something? But honestly, there's not much that I wouldn't consider keeping if I had like unlimited resources. So yeah, those were just 10 pets that I would never want, with some of the reasoning behind it. So I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, leave a like for the algorithm. Comment down below some pets that you would never want. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel. If you like this kind of content, I upload every single Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But you can hit the bell if you don't remember that. Also, go follow me on Instagram. The link will be down in the description below. I post pictures of my pets almost every single day. I'm doing my best. It's hard. I also have an art Instagram account that you can go check out if you would like to. I do commissions and they are open, and right now I am doing a sale on them, so they are discounted. Just DM me over that if you want to even see how much it would be, and we can talk about that. And as always, I will see you guys next week. Bye!